Hi, everyone. This is Ken Caldwell. I'm Dean of the School of Business Administration at the University of Houston, Victoria. And I'm here today with Dr. Emmanuel Quansah. Dr. Quansah is an assistant professor of management at UHV. He teaches leadership at the undergraduate and graduate levels. He's also a research fellow at the Weatherhead School of Management at Case Western Reserve University and has over 10 years of executive management experience. Emmanuel earned a PhD in management from Case Western Reserve University and a master's degree, MBA actually, in finance and management from UHV. So he's one of our very own alums. So welcome, Emmanuel. And today we're going to talk about strategic leadership, I believe. So why don't you tell us what is strategic leadership and what type of leadership is effective in times like this of high uncertainty?
Thank you for the opportunity to, join this conversation. Strategic leadership is very important, and therefore there has been a lot of books written about it and different articles written about strategic leadership. But four things stand out, which are considered as the component or framework of strategic leadership. The first key thing is vision. Vision is in terms of our ability to imagine or perceive different condition, better condition, and the ways to achieve that condition. Strategic thinking, which involves the intuition and creativity or environmental awareness, being aware, in business, we normally call SWOT analysis or environmental scanning, being aware of our environment that help us to produce integrative perspective. And third thing in strategic leadership is influence, our ability to engage the key stakeholders, especially the employees, frontline employees, customers, the key or essential people in achieving that strategic vision. And the final thing that is very component of strategic leadership is decision making. Making decisions that are in the short and the long-term interests of the organization, not just for short term, but the key emphasis here is the long-term success of the organization. Now, there are two views of strategic leadership, and it is very important that we understand this two views, which is great leader view versus great group leadership view. Now, the great leader view, the leader exclusively chooses the vision for the organization and set the conditions to achieve that vision. Whilst the great group leadership, the leaders see the organization as a community of people, and therefore the leadership pursue collective vision rather than just my vision and this is my conditions or my term on how to achieve them. So that's a very big difference in terms of great group, and research has shown that great group leadership is more effective because the leader involved the employees or the key stakeholders right from the onset of creating the vision for the organization, and therefore they all become the vision become their vision, and not just I'm working with you to achieve your vision, but the vision becomes my vision. For example, working in UHV, where we practice great group leadership. When I go to classroom, it's not just about I'm here to fulfill my dean's vision or the president's vision, but it's also about my own vision, because the vision of the organization becomes my vision. I am part of creating that vision that focus on helping students to achieve their best. So that's the key main difference between the great group view versus the great leader view. And also in great leader view, the leader solely take responsibility of all decision makings, whilst in the great group view, the decision making is decentralized. The employees are given opportunity to participate in the leadership and decision making. Also, in the great leader view, the leader work as a lone ranger and use top-down approach, whilst in the great group leadership, it's bottom-up, so that just right from certain vision, all people are involved in setting that vision. So the people own that vision. The people feel they are part of formulating that vision, and so the implementation of the vision becomes also collective because it's all of us. And the funny thing is that the leader take all credit for, in great leader view, it's my vision, and we, and it's unfortunate, but many leaders feel the need that the vision have to be their vision so that the success will be their success. But if we understand the term vision correctly, which is not just your ability to imagine better future, but how to achieve them, it is critical that the people that you need to achieve that vision are involved right from the onset. So the success become our success, not just my success and my vision. So that's why great group leadership is more effective than, just great leader view of strategic leadership.
All right. Well, so let's say you're a manager and you want to improve your skills at strategic leadership. How do you go about improving your strategic leadership skills?
Yes. So this is there are a lot of essential skills that we can, learn to incorporate to improve our leadership skills. But first thing that I will emphasize is empowerment towards collective vision. And this is very, very important part of, the whole strategic leadership in terms of great group leadership, empowerment towards collective vision, meaning you are giving people the empowerment here. I'm not talking about distribution of power, but giving people the opportunity to give their best, to express themselves to the company. But then it has to be in context of collective vision. And I'll give you one classic example. I interviewed a business leader recently for my research. And during the interview, we talked about empowerment. And he shared his experience of how empowerment went badly in the organization. One of engineers came up and said, hey, I have a better way that we can improve efficiency in terms of our sales and the way we do things, and it's going to cost us about 300 to 500,000. And they think to empower their people, they just say, yeah, you are an engineer and you are an expert in this area, and if we can improve, why not? Come on, let's do this. They financed the idea and they went ahead and did everything, but in the end, it went badly. One, they lost customers, and people didn't know how to use the tool effectively, and it didn't work as they were expected. It is not the empowerment that is the problem, but they did not empower the person towards collective vision, meaning involving all key stakeholders. The frontline employees who are going to actually use the tools were not involved in this creating new software or bringing in new device that they are actually going to use. So yeah, the engineer may have all the skills, but what about the people who are actually going to use it day to day? So when we talk about empowerment towards collective vision, it's not just about letting people do whatever they want or just going around with whatever idea they have. But whatever idea that the employees have, you providing a context in which that idea will be better for the whole organization, will benefit the whole organization, not just individual, perception of better future. But in a way, you are incorporating everybody, customers, the key, stakeholders. This case, even the frontline employees coming in together to formulate that kind of vision. That's what I call empowerment towards collective vision. And also, to be effective strategy leader, you have to also promote positive culture where people are actually can express themselves, without fear or intimidation or feeling like they are going to be punished. Because most of the time, even though we have good intention, the way we carry it around, we create an environment where become hostile, people are afraid of what to say and all that. So creating a positive culture is a way of enhancing your great group strategic leadership where people can confidently come out and know that even if they make mistake, you take the good side, learn something out of it. In this particular case I talk about, they learned something out of it. They didn't just fire the person and say, okay, we let you go because you screw up. But rather they learn something from it that next time, if we have somebody have a good ideas, we have to provide context and also bring all people, stakeholders into it so that we can have a better organization. And they've learned something great from it that is actually benefiting the organization. So that's what I mean by positive culture, where people are encouraged, people are allowed to make mistakes, but we learn from that mistake to improve the organization. And of course, there are a few also essential skills that we can learn to improve our individual skills, like ability to anticipate, to look ahead of time, what is happening, challenge, which is also very important, challenging our own idea and our own thoughts, that when something comes to my mind, I have to challenge, in which context will this work or will not work? That's very important. Interpretation, how we interpret every situation is very important. If I interpret every situation as my fault or your fault between, me versus you, it's going to create a problem versus if I interpret it that we are all working towards the good of the organization. And also this, ability, we have to improve our ability to make decisions. Decision making it sounds like very easy, but it's not that easy, because when people are deciding, often they are afraid. Can I hold, can I be responsible for my own decision? And it's all come back down to the culture that I said. If we create a culture where people can decide and freely make decisions and even make mistakes and know that, there's going to be, they're going to learn something positive out of it rather than, punish them, then people are able to take effective decisions. And finally, aligning our own vision with the collective vision and learning. And I say this because organization is a learning process. No matter where you come from, no matter what your background, no matter what degrees you have, it's a learning process. Every environment is different. You are dealing with new people and you need to learn. So continuous learning is very key to improving our strategic leadership skills.
That's excellent, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. And I think we're going to end it right there. But this is Ken Colwell, Dean of the School of Business Administration at UHB. And I've been talking to Dr. Emmanuel Quansah about strategic leadership. Thank you very much, Dr. Quansah.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.